Well, let's get an update. Texas Senator John Cornyn joins me right now. Senator, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for joining
me. Maria.
And you said that your reconciliation priority is to get Texas reimbursed for what was spent to secure the border in the Biden era. You've got lots of colleagues that are looking at other priorities like cutting spending. Where are you on this?
Well, I'm for all the above. We got a lot to do in this one big, beautiful bill, but this is our one chance to get not only the extension of the expiring tax provisions, but to cut some of the mandatory spending programs that have driven our debt to $37 trillion, and to do other things like the president's priorities that he campaigned on. So it's going to be complicated, but yes, it's important that Texas get reimbursed for what was and is a federal responsibility, which is to secure the border, which didn't happen during the Biden administration. So Governor Abbott and Texas leaders had to step up and fill that gap. So we're working with the president, the speaker, and Senator Thune to get this done, but we need to get all of these things done by sometime in July.
So tell me about that, because where are you on the sticking points? You've only identified $4 billion in spending cuts in the Senate. I mean, versus $1.5 trillion that the House says that it has identified. How do you bridge the gap, sir?
Well, that's the magic. That's the art of the possible. The most important numbers, as you know, Maria, are 218 and 51. 218 votes in the House, 51 in the Senate, then we can get the bill on the president's desk. But this is very difficult because there are so many moving parts, as you noted, but we don't have any option, because if we were to fail, and we cannot fail, that would be a multi-trillion-dollar tax increase on the American people, on top of 40-year high inflation as a result of the incredible spending spree that the Biden administration went on. So, and then given some of the uncertainty in this transition regarding world trade, obviously this is a critical component that we have to get done.
So, Senator, do you think that your colleagues agree with you on that? Have you spoken with Mitch McConnell, for example, or Susan Collins, for example? Have you spoken to some of your more skeptical colleagues?
I'm talking to all of them all the time, it seems like. The Senate is a rather small place compared to the House, and this is going to be something that Republicans are going to have to do. Democrats are not going to help us at all. For some reason, they think a multi-trillion-dollar tax increase is a good idea, but of course they're the party of bigger government. We want to cut the government, we want to cut federal spending, we want to bring down inflation, which was exacerbated by the spending spree that we saw the last 4 years. So this is going to be hard, but again, failure is not an option.
Right. I mean, when you think about the $7 trillion that was spent under Joe Biden's leadership and the Democrats, one would expect your colleagues to say, look, we need to get this done to ensure that we pass President Trump's agenda, but politics get in the way. So, I mean, would Mitch McConnell vote for this, or does he hate Trump so much that he won't even do it?
I think we'll see unanimity among the Senate Republicans. Of course, now we have 53 Republicans. We could afford to lose one or two, but I'm not for leaving any vote behind if we can get it done with all 53. But I know all of my colleagues share my commitment to get this done for the American people. As we're transitioning to hopefully a fair system of trade as a result of President Trump's tariff negotiations, this is an absolute imperative, particularly at a time of some uncertainty.
Yeah, and certainly we saw yesterday this minerals deal, which seems positive in that regard. The U.S. signing the long-awaited rare earth deal with Ukraine so that the U.S. gains access to the country's key rare earth assets. I'd love to get your take on this and get your ideas in terms of how to get to growth. But this is something that the U.S. needs for the military. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent talked about it with me earlier. Watch this. Congratulations on this deal. This is a big deal. Can you walk us through what's most important here?
Well, Maria, it's a big deal, and I have two words for the President Trump's agenda: peace and prosperity. And this moves both America and Ukraine in that direction. I think that this is win-win for both sides, and it's very innovative. The easy thing to do would have been to give the Ukrainians more loans, pile on more debt, they tax the American people more, and lose the support of the American people. Here, that the Ukrainians can see a path to economic prosperity once this conflict ends, and the U.S. businesses, U.S. best practices, U.S. capital will be part of that. This is an economic partnership, so we are going to accelerate the Ukraine economy, and as the president says, as I always say, economic security is national security is economic security. So a strong Ukraine post this conflict will help the Ukrainians maintain their national security. In terms of the deal, Maria, this is a total economic partnership. This isn't just rare earths. It's infrastructure, it's energy. So there's the opportunity here for both sides to really win. I think this is a strong signal to the Russian leadership, and it gives President Trump the ability to now negotiate with Russia on even a stronger basis, as opposed to the daylight that had been previously created between the U.S. and Ukraine.
So, Senator, what do you want to see here? You've been very sympathetic to the Ukraine situation. You've gone to Ukraine. You know what is underway there. President Trump is trying to end that war. What do you want to see in terms of next steps with regard to that war, and what is your reaction to this minerals deal?
Well, peace and prosperity are certainly a goal that we can all get behind, and I applaud President Trump's efforts to bring peace and to stop the killing. It's been horrific. The war in Ukraine started, of course, by the invasion by Vladimir Putin about 3 years ago, but we've seen hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians and Russians die in this completely unprovoked war. But if we can now put the ball in Putin's court, now the president and President Zelensky have negotiated this deal that will help Ukraine's economy and help strengthen the partnership between the United States and Ukraine. Now it's up to Vladimir Putin. So far, we haven't seen Mr. Putin move an inch on this, and I'm working with my colleague, Senator Lindsey Graham, to increase some of the sanctions and pressure on Putin to bring him to the table to end this terrible war.
That's very good, and we will be watching all of that, sir. We so appreciate your time this morning, Senator. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.